In 2023, the international affairs of Uzbekistan has been marked by a number of significant high-scale events. My colleague Gulbahor Abdukarimova has made an analysis on the dynamics of international relations of Uzbekistan throughout the year.
In today's world of international relations, diplomats play a crucial role as the ambassadors of their countries, working tirelessly to build relationships and foster cooperation among nations. With their words as the most powerful tool, they navigate the complexity of global politics, seeking to achieve peace, stability, and progress. The year 2023 marked significant developments and major events in international relations of Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan has been actively engaged in various diplomatic efforts and regional partnerships. In this report, we are going to look closer at the high-scale events of 2023 that had an impact on foreign affairs of the country. International events of Uzbekistan in 2023 started with the presidential visit of Shavkat Mirziyoyev to Singapore at the invitation of Singapore President Halima Yacob. Upon arrival, Mirziyoyev met with Singapore President Halima Yacob. He received ceremonial welcome at the Istana, where a new orchid hybrid was named in his honor. The president also met with Prime Minister and Deputy Prime Minister and Coordinating Minister for Economic Policies. Several memorandums of understanding and cooperation agreements were signed. In March, U.S. Secretary of the State Antony Blinken made a visit to Tashkent. During the visit, he met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Uzbekistan, Bakhtiyor Saidov. During his speech, Saidov expressed his belief that Blinken's visit would contribute to the further development of wide-ranging diplomatic ties between Uzbekistan and the United States. Saidov emphasized the significant progress achieved in various areas of bilateral and regional cooperation, including the collaborative effort within the C5+1 project. In response, Secretary of the State Blinken expressed his gratitude for the warm hospitality extended to him and expressed his delight at being in Tashkent. He commended the reform program initiated by the Uzbek president and highlighted the positive trajectory of bilateral cooperation. In April, the Council of Foreign Ministers of Commonwealth of Independent States convened in Samarkand. All the foreign ministers of the CIS countries attended the meeting. Draft documents submitted for further consideration by the Council of Heads of Government and the Council of Heads of State of the Commonwealth member states, including the announcement of the Samarkand as the cultural capital of the Commonwealth and the Tashkent as the youth capital of the CIS in 2024, were considered and approved. In May, a state visit was paid to Germany. According to the program of the visit, a meeting with the heads of leading German companies, as well as the federal president Frank-Walter, held in Berlin. The new museum in German capital and the exhibition Archaeological Treasures of Uzbekistan from Alexander the Great to the Kushan Empire opened at the James Simon Gallery. On May, the delegation of Uzbekistan, headed by the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Bakhtiyor Saidov, visited India to attend the meeting of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. The ministers approved the draft agenda and documents proposed for signing during the upcoming Delhi summit in July 2023. The next destination of diplomatic relations was China Central Asia Summit held in Xi'an from 18 to 19 May. On this occasion, President Shavkat Mirziyoyev arrived in China on a state visit. At the summit, the leaders of 6 countries discussed prospects of China-Central Asia relations and plans for bilateral cooperation. At the end of the meeting, it was announced that China would provide $500 million aid to Central Asian countries to implement various projects over 3 years. It was also mentioned that it would allocate 5,000 quotas for training specialists in the sectors of health, agriculture, communication, and information technology, providing 1,200 government scholarships to students in the region. In addition, the leaders of 6 countries decided to develop a special mechanism to meet to establish close cooperation. Meanwhile, the president of Singapore, Halima Yacob, visits Uzbekistan. Some of the key agreements signed during the visit include Memorandum of Understanding on Cultural Cooperation between the governments of Uzbekistan and Singapore for 2023-2026, Cooperation Program between the Ministry of Justice of Uzbekistan and the Ministry of Law of Singapore for calendar years 2023 to 2024, Cooperation Agreement between the Ministry of Economy and Finance of Uzbekistan and the Singapore Cooperation Agency for Entrepreneurship Development and Joint Activities in the field of green economy, and other important documents. The official visit of French President Emmanuel Macron to Uzbekistan marked a significant diplomatic engagement between the two nations. On November 1st, the presidents had a friendly meeting at the Registan Square, explored Samarkand at 9 and visited the Boqi Shahar complex. On November 2nd, they engaged in high-level talks, resulting in agreement to elevate bilateral relations to the level of strategic partnership. A joint statement was issued and various intergovernmental and interagency documents were signed. During the same month, Italian President Sergio Mattarella, accompanied by his daughter Laura Mattarella, visits Uzbekistan. In September, Uzbek delegation headed by the President Shavkat Mirziyoyev attended the 78th session of the UN General Assembly. For the first time in the history, President made a speech in Uzbek language.
President made a very interesting and strong statement, strong speech in the UN General Assembly in September this year. His speech was quite, interesting in terms of how it was structured, expressed, and also because probably for the first time in our independence period, President made his speech in Uzbek language.
One of the highlights of the year was 10th summit of the Turkic states in Astana, Kazakhstan. The summit gathered presidents from Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan and Turkey, along with the OTS observers and the Secretary General. Under the motto Turk Time, the summit served as a platform for high-level discussions on the extensive agenda of the organization. Leaders made decisions on pivotal matters, finalized agreements, and endorsed official documents related to OTS projects in economy, trade, transport, and customs. At the summit, the chairmanship in office passed from Uzbekistan to Kazakhstan. The heads of state signed the Astana Act, Astana Summit Declaration, and several relevant resolutions. Another important event was the 16th summit of the Economic Cooperation Organization, which held in Tashkent. The event was chaired by Uzbek President Shavkat Mirziyoyev. The event brought together leaders from member states to discuss and enhance economic cooperation. The participants considered the expansion of trade, economic investment, transport, communications, and humanitarian cooperation, as well as the strengthening and development of industrial cooperation.
It should be noted that this meeting in the framework of Economic Cooperation Organization is being conducted for the first time in Uzbekistan. Our country has become its member in 1992, but this kind of big fora at the level of the heads of states is being conducted for the first time.
Very recently, Uzbek delegation attended 28th United Nations Climate Change Conference in Dubai, highlighting the importance of combating climate change. Uzbekistan is prioritizing a transition to a green economy and aims to generate 25 gigawatts of renewable electricity by 2030. During the event, it was emphasized that the country is also planting 1 billion trees and addressing adaptation strategies. President Mirziyoyev proposed the establishment of a global fund for loss and damage and emphasized the need for fair and inclusive low-carbon economy. Uzbekistan invited cooperation in creating an international expo hub of climate technologies and proposed scientific exchange and joint research. Initiatives on green jobs, climate migration, and youth involvement were also presented. Uzbekistan recognizes the importance of international relations in shaping its future and promoting its national interests. By actively engaging with the international community, we can strengthen diplomatic ties, showcase our cultural heritage, address global challenges, and access valuable knowledge and resources. Uzbekistan remains committed to fostering strong international relations and playing an active role in the global arena for the benefit of its people and the greater global community.